Hello, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. It is 22:39 as of me starting the recording, so I don't know how long this episode is going to be, but I do know we have something up ahead, so who knows? It's windy. I suppose a part of it is being atop a hill. The breeze is stronger than below, and the chill that pierces my cheeks has a stronger bite.
Shiro, 話は終わりましたか?
Yeah, I've been made aware of more than I could ever want. About the Holy Grail War and Masters too. She leans forward and pierces me with a stare. That's only natural. The decision that I make is her business too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm fit for it, but I've decided to fight and be a master. I'm sorry that I'm an amateur, but do you still agree to take me on as a master saber?
納得するも何もありません。あなたは初めから私のマスターです。この身はあなたの剣になると誓ったではないですか。
That moment flitters through my mind. That's right, yeah, it makes me relieved hearing you say that. I take a deep breath and face Saber again. Shake on it then. Let's do our best, Saber. Extend my right hand. I don't know anything about the relationship between master and servant and what we need to do moving forward, but at the very least I want to start out on the right foot. Saber, are you again shaking hands?
そんなことはありません。ただ突然だったので驚きました。
Saber says as she takes my hand in hers.
今一度誓いましょう。あなたの身に霊樹がある限り、この身はあなたの剣になると。
Okay, I still don't understand everything, but it's good to have you. Since Saber is so serious, I nod along. Come to think of it, this is an odd sight. Under the stars in the winter night, I'm shaking hands with a girl I just met and exchanging words like some magical contract.
その分じゃ放っておいても良さそうね、あなたたち。
I hastily let go of her hand. When I turn around, there's Sasaka and that knight in the red coat standing there.
仲いいじゃない。さっきまでは話もしなかったのに大した変わりようね。何？セイバーのことは完全に信頼したってわけ？
No, that's not... I guess you're right. I don't know anything about Saber yet, but we're gonna work together from now on.
そう。ならせいぜい気を張りなさい。あなたたちがそうなった以上、私たちも容赦しないから。
I tilt my head. It takes me a second for it to sink in.
あのね、私たち敵同士だって理解してる？ここまで連れてきてあげたのは、あなたがまだ敵にもなっていなかったからよ。
Right.
けど、これでエミヤ君もマスターの一人でしょ？なら、やるべきことは一つしかないと思うけど。
Well, that's true, but I don't intend to fight you, Sasaka.
あ、やっぱりそうきたか。参ったな。これじゃあ連れてきた意味がないじゃない。
Sasaka drops her shoulders.
リン。
何？私がいいって言うまで口出しはしない約束でしょ？はーちゃん。
それは承知しているが、このままでは拉致が開く前、相手の覚悟など確かめるまでもない。倒しやすい敵がいるのなら、遠慮なく叩くべきだ。
そんなこと言われなくても分かってるけど。
分かっているのなら行動に移せ。それとも何か？君はまたその男に情けをかけるのか？まさかとは思うが、そういう事情ではあるまいな。
そんなわけないでしょ？ただこいつには借りがあるじゃない。それを返さない限り気持ちよく戦えないだけよ。
また難儀な。では私は消えるぞ。借りとやらを返したのなら呼んでくれ。
I love my keybinds that I have to turn my mic on and off. It makes it really handy so you don't hear me giggling throughout their voice acting. I kind of want to keep that unspoiled. Anyway, the Red Knight off disappears, or rather, I just can't see him anymore. According to Sokka, servants are spirits. Saber says that she can turn to a spirit form, but I'm sure she could easily if she was to Sokka. Saber says Sokka is a functional master. That's what you think. Well, aside from that, it's Sokka, that thing you owe me. Are you talking about what happened earlier?
そうよ。形はどうあれ、エミヤ君は霊樹を使ってセイバーを止めたでしょ？だから少しは遠慮してあげなくちゃバランスが悪いってこと。
Balance? You care about weird things, Sokka.
分かってるわ。こんなの心の贅肉だって理解してるわよ。けどしょうがないじゃない。私借りっぱなしって嫌いなんだから。
She snorts and turns away.
けどこんなのは期間限定のサービスなんだから。明日になったら容赦しないから、せいぜいセーバーと作戦でも立てなさい。
This is only for today.
そうよ。まあここまで連れてきたのは私だし。
Do you have a lightning-shaped scar under your eye? Yeah, you do.
その町に戻るぐらいまでは面倒見てあげるわ。
With that, Tasaka starts walking without looking back at us.
行きましょうシロ。彼女の言う通り、ここに長居するのは良くない。
I nod to Saber and follow Tasaka. The three of us descend the hill. Might be because Tasaka took the lead, but we make our way back without any conversation. There is a simple forked road ahead of us. One path leads to the main street going towards the front of Shinta Station. The other leads to the big bridge connecting to Miyama. Tasaka stops in front of the intersection. Tasaka, aren't you coming? We should head to the bridge if we're going home, right?
悪いけどここからは一人で帰って。エミヤ君にかまけてて忘れてたけど、私だって暇じゃないの。せっかくシントにいるんだから探し物の一つもして帰るわ。
Go look for something as in other masters?
そう。あなたがどう思っているか知らないけど、私はこの時をずっと待っていた。7人のマスターが揃って聖杯戦争っていう殺し合いが始まるこの夜をね。ならここでおとなしく帰るなんて選択肢はないでしょ。セイバーを倒せなかった分、他のサーバントでも仕留めないと気が済まないわ。
There is no hesitation in Tasaka's eyes. That made me realize Tasaka is a mage. Her knowledge and attitude as a mage is set. I wonder why.
だからここでお別れよ。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Why does she have this part of her that's the opposite of a mage? Tasaka didn't explain the rules out of a sense of duty. She just wanted to be fair, and after figuring out my circumstances, supported me. So now that the situation is clear, it goes back to how it was before. As a master, I'll be a target for battle from now on. Despite all that, Tasaka made sure to clear the air first. For her, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. It's just a pain if we're in each other's faces. If that's how she really feels, she shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. But she is dumb, so she must have known how this is how it would go. And yet she still helped out, all without thinking about cost or benefits. The Tasaka in front of me is so different from the one I see at school. Even putting it nicely, she's harsh and cranky, a real sourpuss, and so different from what she normally projects that it makes me want to scream, "What's up with the way you act at school?" Man, she almost seems like a fraud. Yet still, Tasaka Rin is exactly how everyone thought she was. Yeah, Tasaka, you're a good press.
何よ突然。おだてだって手は抜かないわよ。
I know that. Because she won't go uneasy, it would be a pain to also be on the lookout for me. That's what she's saying. I know, but if possible, I don't want to be enemies. I like people like you. For some reason, Tasaka falls silent. These deserted suburbs, the church that looms in the distance, and the stillness of the foreigner cemetery that spreads over the hill feel strangely warm now.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。そうすれば命だけは助かるんだから。
Got it. I don't exactly like the idea, but I'll keep it in mind. Highly doubt it'll happen though. No matter how I look at it, I'll die before Saber does. Tasaka reacts strangely again. She lets out a deep sigh as if she's fed up with me and glances at Saber.
いいわ。これ以上の忠告は本当に感情移入になっちゃうから言わない。せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセーバーが優れているからって、マスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
Tasaka turns and starts walking towards Shinto. However, she stops dead in her tracks as if she saw a ghost.
お話は終わり?
That voice is familiar. A youthful voice echoes through the night. The sing-song voice is unmistakably that of a young girl. My line of sight focuses on the top of the hill. There. I don't know when the sky's cleared, but the moon shines brightly in the night. The shadow is long and monstrous like a demon in a picture book. Amidst the silhouette of the townscape through the late night gloom, something terrible stands. Tasaka murmurs a word that I'm not familiar with. Even if I don't know what that means, I can tell that the giant is something different altogether. That thing isn't human. Then it's one of the beings called servants, just like Saber and the others.
ちゃん、こうして会うのは2度目だね。
The girl says, smiling. The innocence sends a chill down my spine. The distance between her and that monster shape behind her makes me feel like I'm living a nightmare. What I said earlier about a chill down my spine is underselling it. The chill reaches every part of me, deep into my consciousness. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking directly at it, but its very presence is making it hard to move.
驚いた。単純な能力だけならセイバー以上じゃない、あれ。
She clicks her tongue and glares at the monster above us. From her back alone, I can tell she is just as terrified as I am, but also determined not to lose to that thing.
あれは力押しでなんとかなる相手じゃない。ここはあなた本来の戦い方に徹するべきよ。
Her voice is barely more than a whisper. The unmaterialized night gives us
了解
response.
した。だが守りはどうする？リンではあれの突進は防げまい。
こっちは3人よ。忍ぶだけなら何とでもなるわ。
You must have nodded to that. The presence hanging around Sokka vanishes
エミ
instantly.
ック、逃げるか戦うかはあなたの自由よ。けど、できるなら何とか逃げなさい。相談は済んだ。なら、始めちゃっていい？
in public. A playful laugh. The girl gives a polite bow, incongruous to this entire situation.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルって言えばわかるでしょ？アインツベル。
She seems familiar with the name and waves hers in place. The girl smiles happily in response to Sokka's reaction and says,
じゃあ殺すね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
She croons to the monster behind her. The gigantic figure flies through the air. This berserker comes tearing down from the top of the hill almost faster than I can.
シロ、下がって。
In the moonlight, a shower of bullet things rain onto the onrushing giant like shooting stars. So this is supernatural accuracy at work. The silver lights peppering the giant are arrows. That's probably underselling it though. It's more like strafing fire from a machine gun. Each bullet is powerful enough to pierce bedrock. 8 shots of that. The barrage is more than powerful enough to reduce a house to smoking rubble.
嘘、聞いていない。
The giant is completely unaffected. The two swords clash. The massive sword wielded by the berserker amid a hail of arrows, and the sword of Saber, who rushes to meet and collide with a deafening clang, sending sparks flying. The two blades strand against each other. In spite of Berserker's overwhelming strength, Saber does not give ground. Silver lights flash through the darkness. Just how much magical energy is stored inside that small body of him. She's clearly weaker, but she doesn't budge an inch. She blocks, parries, and cuts through the whirlwind of attacks from the giant's massive sword. The spectacle takes my breath away, and I'm not alone in that. Sokka and the giant's massive stand beside me, watching in fascination as the fight unfolds. Another silver light flashes across the battlefield in response to Sokka's commands. It drives viciously into the giant's temple. Archer's arrow impacts the giant with all the force of an artillery shell. No matter how strong that giant may be, there's no way that it won't do some real damage. Saber follows up with a slash from her invisible sword. However, a savage counterattack strikes with such force that Saber is sent flying. Saber slides across the asphalt. The black whirlwind surges after her. Silver light bursts all around and attempts to obstruct the whirlwind. It does nothing. 3 arrows strike the giant's sword with perfect precision, only to disappear. The giant does not stop. Saber catches an attack on her blade. Saber! My scream does nothing. The sheer force of Berserker's blow is such that even though Saber blocks it, she slams it to the ground with a tremendous thud. Is she feeling dizzy? Saber's on her knees. Not moving. The girl's voice echoes across the battlefield. The black giant charges towards Saber with terrifying speed. Tasaki yells as she starts running. She must be intending to help Saber. Tasaki runs up the hill and takes what looks like a rock in hand. She throws obsidian stones into the air until a storm of silver light rains from the sky. The attack doesn't even slow Berserker's charge. Monster. Even I can see how absurdly strong he is now. Strong isn't even a big enough word for that monster. It must be protected by some kind of law of immortality woven with an insane amount of magical energy.
いいよ。うるさいのは無視しなさい。どうせアーチャーとリンの攻撃じゃ、あなたの宝具を超えられないんだから。
The girl's voice carries clearly to me. The giant swings his huge sword and Saber blocks bravely, but the force of the blow flings her away once again. She is blown away dozens of meters up the hill. Saber sent in a perfectly straight line like a pitcher's fastball before smashing into the barren road. She must be dead. She might have survived one blow, but there's no way she's okay after receiving 2 blows from the giant's large sword. No chance. The dark whirlwind surges toward her. It's already over. Has that thing had enough? Still, the monstrous thing charges across the barren road. She's going to die. Even if somehow Saber's still alive, she'll die here and now. And so long as I'm here, I'm dead too.
できるのなら、なんとか逃げて。
I can't see Tasaka, but I can't hear her. She went after Berserker. Even after this monster is unscathed from so many powerful attacks, he means to keep fighting it. I am going to take... No, actually. So, both stay here and do as Tasaka says are bad ends, but this one takes significantly longer, and this one leads directly to the Tiger Dojo, and this is the good choice, so I'm going to do this one first. Tasaka's right. Saber risks her life to draw Berserker away. I need to escape from here and wait for Saber to return. I hurry across the bridge from Shinto and run home. I never once look back, whether out of fear of a non-existent pursuer or guilt over leaving Saber behind, I'm not sure. Either way, I run for my life, my eyes fixed on the road ahead of me. The living room is just as I left it. The area has remained still since Lancer's attack and Tasaka coming over. I go over to the repaired window. I find 2 small pieces of glass on the floor. Tasaka must have missed them. There's no crack in the window. I wonder how she made up for the missing pieces. I mutter to myself. For some reason, I don't feel like turning on the light. I hide in the darkness just to conceal my weakness. And I should be thinking about what I should be saying. I'm running away from these things. The person who was here in this room until a few hours ago. The person who was beside me until a few minutes ago. I should be asking myself whether it was right to leave those 2 behind, but I can't seem to do anything but hide in this darkness. The clock strikes 3 a.m. It's been 30 minutes since then. Whatever the outcome, the battle's probably over by now. I should go back. I pull myself together and hook up to turn on the light. Suddenly, a sharp pain sears the back of my left hand, then disappears. The command spell is getting lighter? The color has faded from the command spell. The shape remains, but the bright red that proves I am Saber's master has disappeared. I know instinctively what that means. No, Saber. Fellow my instincts have run out of the darkness where I've been hiding. I run outside. I know I'm too late. Even so, I run as fast as I can back to where I left Saber. Something I can't see lashes from my head and impales my heart.
Yeah,
I can't hear too well. There's something in front of me. Something's protruding from my chest. I just can't make out what. There's something The servant, something in front of me, sneers and tells me I'm an idiot. It's laughing at me and saying there's no reason for me to be alive after I lost my servant. That's right. Emiya Shiru dies the moment he loses him. Without Saber, I have no means of protecting myself. I can't possibly survive. I'm all alone now. I hadn't realized it, but I am, and this is where that's brought me. This would have happened the same whether I was at home or whether I might have tried to run. My consciousness fades away. I don't know who it is. I don't care whether that thing piercing my heart is a spear or an arrow. It doesn't matter whether I die here and now or tomorrow, because now that my command spell's faded, my life is essentially over. Well, that was quick. Yeah, let's get the Tiger Dojo. Hey, you look familiar. I don't think they do. Yeah, thank you, Tiger. Round 2, baby.
激動の遠坂さんルートが始まったけど、イリアちゃん、何か言うことある？あいたたた。ガセネタつかませてごめんなさいでした。
Yeah, misreport. You can call it that.
反省するように。確かにタイトルインは変わったみたいだけど、内容は以前のまま。むしろ。
第2部になって連中の長領が目立ち始めたようね。テこ入れ
In the land of the insane, the sane man is insane.
私はともかくタイガはキャラ的にちょっと弱いもの。やっぱりこれからは私をメインにしてタイガはゲスト扱いにした方が。
さて、今回のデッドエンドであるが原因は何かな。
シローが臆病風に吹かれたからです。
Who you calling chicken?
星は不明なまます。
屋敷を出た途端不意打ちで殺されたのよね。今回はあーちゃんが健在なんだから強気でバーサーカーと戦わないと。
Fun.
そううまくいくかしら。アーチャーがどこの英雄だろうとまだ私を倒せるほどの勢力じゃないと思うけどな。
勝負はやってみなくちゃわからないわ。今回はセーバーちゃんルートとは違うんだから。
Right then.
そうなら結果を見てみましょう。急増のコンビが私相手にどこまで戦えるかどうかをね。
Okay.
本性出し始めたな、この悪魔。
Imagine if we got an entire route with the double tile.
ところでずっと疑問だったんだけど聞いていいかな、イリアちゃん。イリアちゃんって魔術師としてのレベルはどうなの？東坂さんと同じくらい？
私厳密に言うと私は魔術師じゃないわ。
Really
どっ
now?
ちかっていうとキャスターに近い存在で生まれてから魔術を習ったんじゃなくて生まれつき魔術を知ってるの。この違いわかる？
わかるようなわかりたくないような。要するにイリアちゃん本当に悪魔？
I don't think that's right, but we'll go with that.
そういう確信つくようなこと言うと殺しちゃうぞ。なんか怖い顔出た。助けてバビロニアの神よ。まったく
God of Babylon. Now who could that be?
私が何者かなんてそのうち嫌でもわかるのに。
Oh yeah,
さあ
tell.
シローは続き。新しい戦いは始まったばかりよ。こんなところでつまずいてないで早くセイバーのところに戻ってあげること。
Yeah. Go after them. I couldn't do anything even if I wanted to. I know that, but even now, I can still feel her hand in mine. I told her we should do our best. She shook my hand when I offered it, so it wasn't that obvious. If I climb up this hill and chase after the giant, I'll be killed. I suppress a tremble and sprint up the hill as fast as I can. Saber! I run into the barren land, and then what I see defies all expectation. A tombstone goes flying. Every time the giant roars and swings his massive sword, he splits tombstones in two. In the midst of that, a knight dashes undaunted through the storm of tombstones. That monster weaves a raging storm around the giant. Tombstones crash together in a deafening cacophony. In the center of that storm, Saber fights Berserker, matching his power, if not exceeding it. Their positions have reversed. She's using her much smaller size to her advantage. Berserker is so large that he's hindered by all the obstacles around them. Saber is able to move around freely, darting between them. These obstacles are trivial to someone as strong as Berserker, but it's more than nothing. It's a small advantage, but in a battle like this, even that small advantage is tipping the balance in the other direction now.
こっち前に出るととばっちり食らうわよ。
Huh? What?
何考えてんのよあんた。逃げろって言ったでしょ。それとも何？もしかして聞こえなかったわけ？
She's absolutely fuming. I heard you, but I can't just run away, right?
はあ？なんでそういうわけにもいかないなんて結論が出るのよ。エミヤ君は戦う手段がないんだからいるだけ邪魔ってわからない？いろいろやって死ぬんならしょうがないけど何もせずにやられちゃったら無駄死にってもんじゃない。
I don't know why, but Tasaka is furious. Really, I'm not upset about how she's yelling at me. Hey, is that really something for you to get mad about? If I die, even in vain, it's not really your problem, is it, Tasaka?
関係あるわよ。今日一杯は見逃してあげるって言ったんだからちゃんと家に帰ってもらわないと困るの私が。
And now I'm even more confused. Tasaka really puts up a front at school.
ったく とにかくまだ無事なんだから今のうちに逃げなさい。あのイリアスフィールってガキ、本気で私たちを皆殺しにするつもりだろうから。
You know who I want as a servant in Fate? Aya Nasir. The attacks all involve really shitty copper. I know that, but I'm not running away. Saber's still fighting, and I won't leave her.
それは一人前のセリフよ。何の援護もできないあなたがいても無駄死にするだけでしょ。これが最後よ。いいから早く逃げなさい。
No way, there has to be something I can do as long as I'm alive. Plus, Sasaki, would you make someone else do something you can't? Sasaki stares at me, her expression serious.
そうね。自分にできないことをあなたに強制するなんて恥知らずはこっちだった。
She looks away.
まあ確かに逃げる必要はないかもね。あの調子じゃセイバーは負けないだろうし。
Sasaki appears at the cemetery from behind a tree. Their battle continues unchanged. Berserkers' attacks slash on the empty air, tearing apart his surroundings like a tornado. Between those attacks, within the swirling whirlwind and flying quads, and rain of broken tombstones, Saber steps in closer to Berserker and attacks without even scratching their armor. This is divine, like nothing I've ever seen. After witnessing a battle that is nearly impossible for humans, the fear I felt until now just disappeared. In fact, I'm fascinated. The whole thing about the Holy Grail War hadn't really sunk in yet, so I was so... But after seeing her, all that just fades away. Swords dance around each other in violent, brutal arcs. At the center of that whirlwind of fatal destruction, the knight challenges her enemy without hesitation. Maybe this is what made me accept it all. No matter what may wait in the future, with Saber at my side, I could fight even a god.
やっぱりね。怪しいとは思ったけど、バーサーカーの剣を受けたのはわざとだったわけか。
Quietly, Tasaka mutters without emotion. Is that the Lord Berserker here?
分かってるじゃない。遮蔽物のない場所であれと戦うのは自殺行為よ。だからこそセイバーは戦場にこの場所を選んだ。それも自然にエミヤ君からバーサーカーを遠ざけながらあくまで追い詰められたふりをしてね。
That would mean Saber must have decided this was a good place to fight as far back as when we were walking down the hill.
もちろんこんな戦いになったら援護は期待できない。けど相手はアーチャーの野菜無効化する怪物だもの。援護なんて初めっから無意味なのよ。
Tasaka mutters while watching the battle between Saber and Berserker. Archer's arrows. Those words got my attention. Archer's nowhere to be seen. If he is a bowman, as his name suggests, then close combat probably isn't his thing, but... Tasaka snaps her fingers just as she said. Either Saber must have struck Berserker or he must have lost his footing. Berserker, who had so much as faltered until now, loses his balance. He unleashes a wild attack in desperation. Saber dodges backward and grips her sword with both hands. This is it. As his desperate attack is dodged, Berserker loses his balance completely, and Saber bends her knees to rush him with all her might. Then...
アーチャー、離れろってどういうこと？
I notice the confusion in Tasaka's voice as she tilts her head. Then I sense the lethal intent aimed in this direction from far away. From behind, I see a knight in red holding a bow on a rooftop hundreds of meters away. It's either nausea or chills. He's holding a bow. It's no different from before. Though even if he aims perfectly, it won't do any damage, so there's no sense feeling so threatened by it. But I get chills anyway. He's knocked. If not, it's not an arrow. It's something else. That intent to kill isn't directed solely at Berserker. Say, my legs move. Hang on. I had the thing open. Where was it? It was that one. Bring Saber back. Saber! Before I even realize what I'm doing, I leap out from cover. I run at full speed towards Saber.
Shiro.
Saber sees me and stops her attack on Berserker. I'll make it! I sense danger coming up from behind.
なぜ出てきたのですか、あなたは。
I ignore Saber's reprimand, sprint towards her and grab her arm.
正気ですか、マスター。
We'll talk later, just come with me! I grab Saber in my arms and jump away. The arrow leaves Archer's bow. Up until now, his arrows had done nothing. The giant turns his back as if the attack isn't worth dodging, but just then... The giant turns his back to us, attacking the incoming projectiles with furious intensity. In that instant, sound fades entirely. I throw myself onto Saber and brace. I must have gone deaf. I can't hear a thing, but I can feel the vibrations in the air shaking my body and hear it searing my skin. The blast kicks up all kinds of debris, and I feel something stabbing at my back. I grit my teeth and brace myself. The white flash of light must have only lasted an instant. Somehow I survived. Saber is clearly stunned by what she's seen. So am I. I have no idea what happened. At the explosion center is a smoking crater. That is the extent of his attack's destructive force. In the heart of all that incredible destruction stands the giant still alive.
まさかランク A に該当する宝具を受けてなお無傷なんて。
Her strength seems to have gone from Saber's voice. Speaks flutter in the dark night air. The giant stands motionless in the flames while all present look on in stunned silence. The only sound to be heard is the soft crackling of the flames. Just when I thought the flames might grow out of control. Huh? Strange metal something rolls towards me, clanging across the rubble-strewn ground. A sword? No, it's an arrow. An arrow with a luxurious hilt and spiral blade. It was a sword, I think, but it was used as an arrow. I'm not sure why it captures my attention so much. The arrow's berserker smashes aside, disappear as if simply melted away. They fade without leaving a trace, like candle wax melting in flames. That makes me nauseous for no reason.
白今のは
Archer's arrows, that's all I know. I look up and see Archer in the distance. I can't possibly see that far. I can't see it, but somehow I do. He's smiling. He's smiling as if to say he hadn't just been aiming at Berserker. That bastard! I have a headache. The chills running down my spine don't stop. My spine is burning and I feel like throwing up, almost like the time I failed to create a magic circuit.
ふーん、見直したわ、リン。やるじゃない。あなたのアーチャー。
The girl's cheerful voice drifts across the battlefield to us, but I'm not sure where
いいわ。
from.
戻りなさい、バーサーカー。つまらないことは初めに済まそうと思ったけど、少し予定が変わったわ。
The dark shadow wavers. The giant obeys the girl's voice and retreats through the flames.
何をここまでやって逃げる気？ええ、気が変わったの。セイバーはいらないけど、あなたのアーチャーには興味が湧いたわ。だからもうしばらくは生かしておいてあげる。
The giant disappears. The girl in white
それ
giggles.
じゃあバイバイ。また遊ぼうね、お兄ちゃん。
With those as her parting words, she disappears on the other side of the flames. And just like that, she's gone. I'm sure Tasaka doesn't actually plan to go after her, despite what she said. Even I can tell that girl just let us go. I can't imagine Tasaka seeking out a fight like that. It'd be too
Master.
reckless.
窮地を救ってもらったのは感謝します。ですが、そろそろ話してもらえませんか？
I hear Saber's calm voice. Oh, right, sorry. I managed to answer, though my head is still spinning. I let go of Saber, and the moment I try to stand up, I fall flat on my ass.
白どうしました？気分でも。白その背中は。
Yeah, I can hear the urgency in Saber's voice. I can't see Saber's face, probably because of my severe headache. As Saber supports me, unsteady as I am, and places a hand on my back. Ouch. I feel a sharp pain. It's not as bad as my headache, but I feel a sharp pain digging into my back.
ひどい。このままでは危険です。破片を抜きますが、我慢してください。
Wait, hey, Saber, pull what out? She does not hesitate. Saber pulls something out of my back. That hurts. I try to control my breathing. I'm still a mage, amateur. No, I can manage this pain. But this feeling is strange. If I had wings growing from my back and they'd been ripped out, this is about what it would feel like, I think.
傷が塞がっていく。なるほど。自身に対する治療法を備えていたのですね。
Saber sighs with relief, though what she said strikes me as strange. Way to heal myself. I can't possibly use such advanced magecraft.
エミヤ君、無事？
Tasaka runs up to me. In response, I raise my hand to let her know that I'm alright.
そう。なら私たちも行きましょう。これだけ派手にやったんだから、騒ぎを聞きつけて人が来るわ。
It's okay, it's just a gas leak. Sokka's long hair flutters in the wind as she runs up the hill from the cemetery. The moment I try to follow after her, my vision suddenly goes wide. I feel someone catch me as I fall, but that feeling fades abruptly as most of my senses simply cut out. All that's left is this throbbing. What's happening? What's wrong with me? I'm slipping into unconsciousness, but my head continues to throb as if I have a fever. And with that, I will end this video here, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!